5 important lessons young people should learn from Sam Walton. Samuel Moore Walton, known across the world as Sam Walton, was born on March 29, 1918 and was famous as an American businessman and entrepreneur, best known for founding the retailers Wal-Mart and Sam's Club. Wal-Mart Stores Inc. grew to be the world's largest corporation by revenue, as well as the biggest private employer in the world. As at 2018, Wal-Mart has 11,718 stores around the world with $481.32 billion in revenue in 2017. At the time of his death, Sam's net worth totaled $8.6 billion. If he were alive today, Sam's personal net worth will be north of $140 billion. So, how did Sam Walton amass this fortune, and what can young people learn from him? In this video, we will be sharing with you 5 important lessons young people should learn from Sam Walton if you wish to be rich and successful in life. If you are new here, consider subscribing so you won't miss other interesting videos like this. Lesson number 1. Dare to be different. In 1945, after serving as an army captain in an intelligence unit during World War II, Walton returned to private life in 1945 and used a $25,000 loan from his father-in-law plus $5,000 that he had saved from his time in the army to acquire his first store, a Ben Franklin franchise in Newport, Arkansas. The store was a franchise of the Butler Brothers chain. At the time, large American discount store chains typically situated their stores in or near large cities, but Walton was convinced that even small towns could generate enough business to make such stores profitable. Walton decided to try something different. He made sure the shelves were consistently stocked with a wider range of goods at discount prices in a no-frills setting. His second store, the Tiny Eagle department store, was down the street from his first Ben Franklin and next door to its main competitor in Newport. With the sales volume growing from $80,000 to $225,000 in 3 years, Walton drew the attention of the landlord, P.K. Holmes, whose family had a history in retail. Lesson for the young people: if you want to be successful, you have to be willing to go against what's normal. Be innovative. Try new things. Be unique. Dare to try things that have not been done before, or things that others reject as being impossible, and you will be surprised at your results. Lesson number 2. Develop a work-hard habit. Growing up during the Great Depression that began in 1929, Sam Walton did chores to help make financial ends meet for his family. He milked the family cow, bottled the surplus, and drove it to customers. Afterwards, he would deliver Columbia Daily Tribune newspaper on a paper route, and in addition, he sold magazine subscriptions. Upon graduating in 1936 from David H. Hickman High School in Columbia, he was voted most versatile boy by his peers. In his adult life, Walton, who often began his workdays at 4:30 in the morning, expected results from those beneath him and wasn't afraid to change course or reshuffle his personnel if he didn't like the numbers that came back to him. Lesson for the young people: regardless of your age and your starting point, never underestimate the essence of hard work. Things generally don't come to people that wait. You have to go out and get your hands dirty. Lesson number 3. Never give up. Somewhere along the line, Sam Walton's landlord, P.K. Holmes, a man whose family had a history in retail, became interested in Walton's success and desiring to reclaim the store and the franchise rights from his son. He refused to renew the lease on the building. The lack of a renewal option, together with the prohibitively high rent of 5% of sales, were early business lessons to Walton. Despite forcing Walton out, Holmes bought the store's inventory and fixtures for $50,000. With a year left on the lease, but the store already sold, Walton, his wife Helen, and his father-in-law managed to negotiate the purchase of a new location on the downtown square of Bentonville, Arkansas. Walton negotiated the purchase of the small discount store and the title to the building on the condition that he gets a 99-year lease to expand into the shop next door. However, the owner of the shop next door refused 6 times, and when Walton had already given up on Bentonville, his father-in-law, without Walton's knowledge, paid the shop owner a final visit and $20,000 to secure the lease. At that point, Walton had just enough left for the sale of the first store to close the deal and reimburse Helen's father. They opened for business with a one-day remodeling sale on May 9th, 1950. Before he bought the Bentonville store, it was doing $72,000 in sales, and it increased to $105,000 in the first year, and then $140,000 and $175,000 subsequently. Lesson for the young people: as you begin your journey to success, there will always be enemies of progress that envy your first achievements, and they will do everything in their power to get in your way, as is seen in the life of Walton. Be stubborn, never give up, keep marching on, and do not let one setback push you to despair or cause you to give up. If you fall, get up and try again and again. Lesson 4: inspire people's loyalty. After taking Wal-Mart public in 1970, Walton was one of the first ever to introduce a profit-sharing plan whereby employees could benefit from the profitability of the store. By offering them stock options as well as store discounts, Walton was attempting to demonstrate the respect he had for his workers and encourage them in their efforts. In turn, they will treat you as a partner, and together you will all perform beyond your wildest expectations, he predicted. For Walton, the bottom line was to appreciate his workers and to make them feel valued. He knew that a paycheck and stock options alone would not guarantee loyalty or hard work. Instead, he realized the importance of making sure his workers knew they were appreciated. Nothing else can quite substitute for a few well-chosen, well-timed, sincere words of praise, he said. They are absolutely free and worth a fortune. Lesson for the young people: to go far in life, you need tens and hundreds of people to follow you. To get people to devote their lives to you, you must win their loyalty. One of the easiest ways to do this is to make people around you feel that they are your partners, not your slaves. Lesson number 5: learn the art of humility. Despite his immense wealth, Walton had little interest in its trappings. When touring to visit stores, he usually rented subcompact cars and slept either in motels or at the homes of store managers. Walton lived in the same house from 1959 until his death in 1992, and when at home, drove a red pickup truck. He said on many occasions that the money beyond a certain point was relatively unimportant. That view of humility was put to the test in the stock market crash of 1987, when the Dow Jones, Industrial average lost 508 points in a day. That week, Wal-Mart shares fell by 23%, causing roughly $1.7 billion of Walton's wealth to simply evaporate. When reporters caught up with Walton in Little Rock, Arkansas, they asked for his response to such a loss. "It's paper anyway," Walton told them. "It was paper when we started, and it's paper afterwards." Lesson for the young people. Life as a whole is complex. You can only enjoy it if you simplify your own life. In your quest for success, let humility define your actions. Nobody is happy because they have all the world or because they bully everyone. The truly happy people are people who live to contribute to the well-being of the world around them. Like Rick Pitino, a former NBA coach, once said, "Humility is the true key to success." Successful people lose their way at times. They often embrace and overindulge from the fruits of success. Humility halts this arrogance and self-indulging trap. Humble people share the credit and wealth, remaining focused and hungry to continue the journey of success. In conclusion, if you're a young person and it is your goal to be successful and wealthy in life, be a hard-working person and maintain a spirit of perseverance. Strive to be unique and never be afraid to try new things. As Aristotle Onassis said, "The secret of success is to know something nobody else knows." Stay true to yourself and your partners. Do not let the quest for success blind you from maintaining basic human relationships and attributing respect to those around you. Lastly, in all that you do, be humble. Thank you for watching our videos. We'd like to give you another interesting video for you to enjoy next. But before then, our team will be very happy if you can like this video and share it with your friends on social media. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss other interesting videos like this. Look at your screen now to see 2 other videos we handpicked for you to enjoy next. We love you.